You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I know you guys will probably get tired of John Harbaugh videos, but it's the biggest story in the National Football League right now, which is amazing because there are 7 openings for head coaching jobs. And this is where the NFL chaos really kicks up. And there'll be some chaos on and off all the way through the draft at this point, right? Because free agency, that'll be a mother effer, I guarantee it. There'll be things coming around the combine. There's going to be a couple of trades of somebody somewhere. But we've got, and I've got to start here. I guess this video will not have a notification. But it seems we got 2 reporters that may end up going to war over this. But Josina Anderson reported that the Dolphins had reached out to John Harbaugh per league sources right here. And we found out, right, that some unknown team that still had a head coach reached out, a mystery team. A lot of people guessed about a lot of different places. I'm not sure. Did I throw the Dolphins out there? I don't think I did. But we know Mike McDaniel was in trouble about 8 weeks ago, and then he won a whole lot of games to finish the season, and people still thought he might be in trouble. Chris Greer got fired down there. And it's long since been known, right, that Stephen Ross likes himself any Harbaughs. And part of that is Stephen Ross is Michigan alum and Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, that whole thing. And so this is interesting. And I was leaning towards believing this until this report got the shit bitch slapped out of it. I mean, wow. We'll get to that in a second. It's my understanding Todd Monken could have a path to still be Harbaugh's OC, withstanding other opportunities. If Monken departs Baltimore with the arrival of the Ravens' new head coach. Adding, it's also my understanding, though, that the team quarterback situation will be a big factor in this ongoing decision and evaluation process. I'm sure. Now, this was a follow-up she had put up today to last night saying, I'm told the Dolphins ownership has expressed an affinity for John Harbaugh per a league source. So last night she heard that, hey, they may be some eyes on John Harbaugh from the Dolphins. And then she come out this morning and she sort of tried to confirm her own report. But holy crap. New Dolphins report shuts down prior news of interest in John Harbaugh. I'm going to do that, I guess. I haven't been doing it, but I'm doing it now. So that leads us over to Barry Jackson. The Dolphins have not reached out to or engaged with John Harbaugh in any way. According to 3 people with direct knowledge. I can't predict the future, but that's where we stand at this time. So Barry Jackson came out and shot down Josina Anderson's report. Now, in case you're wondering, well, who's this guy? How about a 35-year-old Miami Herald veteran? This guy knows. Okay. 35 years. Yeah, he's got an inside track. Probably to Stephen Ross. They just do. These old guys, the Tony Grossies of the world, all those kind of old guys. Yeah. So, here we go. I highly doubt that Ross would be the one reaching out directly and probably on the low anyway, so I wouldn't expect the beat to know that. It's also smoke season too. Barry Jackson, I was highly skeptical like you until I discovered otherwise. Interesting. Conflicting with what's being reported. He said by one reporter, talking about Josina. That's interesting. So Josina Anderson's multiple reports on this are false. Yes. He just come right out and says, yes. Oh, that's great. Multiple reports contradict that, which clearly says there's a problem with that front office and direction. Not true. One report contradicts that. Believe who you want, not disrespectfully, but I don't care who anyone believes. That's interesting. That is interesting. Is there any way it includes speaking with the agent, Barry Jackson? I have all sides covered. That doesn't mean they won't in the coming days. Is Josina Anderson full of shit then? Good reporter, but I stand by my report. If I had any doubt with the info at the time of this tweet, I wouldn't report it. Interesting. So he came out and just said, nah, Josina Anderson, not right. And people directly bring her up by name, and he's like, no, this ain't accurate. So if you're a Ravens fan, are you ready for some Kliff Kingsbury? I had a feeling something was going on. Because my gut feeling now is that I don't know that I don't think he got fired with the Redskins. Like, why would you? Why would you not want to run it back? Jaden Daniels has been very, 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 very open about the fact he loves Kliff Kingsbury. He loves the offense. And your quarterback's about to go into year 3. And you want to change his OC? That's dysfunctional bullshit. I know Dan Snyder doesn't own the Redskins anymore. That's Dan Snyder ownership kind of bullshit. Is changing the OC on your young quarterback when he loves the OC. And we've already seen, with the record and all, if Jaden Daniels plays in Kliff Kingsbury's offense, it works. And I thought at times it looked decent with Mariota. Yeah, after 15 years, we're told to say Mariota. What? Okay. Anyway, The Athletic's Diana Rossini reported that, quote, many believe the Ravens paired star quarterback Lamar Jackson would be an ideal landing spot for former Washington Redskins offensive coordinator Kliff Kingsbury. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported the Commanders and Kingsbury agreed to mutually part ways. Jaden Daniels was reportedly, quote, disappointed with the team's decision and felt blindsided by the move. So, in other words, Kingsbury believes he's going to be a head coach somewhere. He believes he's going to be a head coach somewhere, so he wanted out. So the question is, had the Ravens already reached out to Kingsbury's people and they were like, oh, Kingsbury said he'd be very interested in this job. So he was like, oh, you know what? I'm out. By the way, Kliff Kingsbury and Jackson Dart would be very interesting too, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's too many bigger guys ahead of Kliff. You know, would Kliff be would he make my top 8? He'd make my top 10 candidates for sure. I mean, somehow, some way, this guy won 11 games with Kyler Murray. And also, I think had an 8-8 season. In fact, I may have it pulled up here. Yeah, I do. He went 11-6 in 2021 with the Cardinals, and 8-8 the year before that. But then he followed it up with a massive 4-13 stinker, and that's the one that got him run out of town with the Cardinals. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.